swim project, but that shouldn't interrupt the talk. So like Hiro said, my topic is the myths of becoming. As all of us in this class are kind of coming into the end of this year, and the grads are coming into adulthood, going off to university, going into the world, and everyone who is, all you juniors who are not graduating yet, you're becoming leaders in this school, in this community, and it's just a good time to kind of talk about that. So across my speech, I want you to keep these thoughts of these myths that are around becoming something. My first myth is expectation. Expectation is either by yourself or by others around you, teachers, parents, family members, siblings, of putting something onto you, putting some goals, some, like I said, expectation, wanting you to do something. And I think to truly become something that you want to become, or something that you are going to become, you need to let these expectations fall away. For me, ever since elementary school, Polka can relate to this. Back in elementary, we used to do math contests all the time, and in those, both of us, we'd do really well in them. And both people around me, my teachers, my parents especially, kind of had this expectation that I would always do well. And yes, it's pushed me far, but also I see my siblings, and they've grown so much more because they didn't have that expectation put upon them. Like I've kind of stayed stagnant, whereas they've grown exponentially. And I think if we take that expectation, at least in some forms, take that expectation off of someone, we can grow so much further. At the start of this year, I had not realized that expectation is something that had been limiting me. In my English 100 course, over there with Ms. Telfer and Andrea Actis, the professor, at the start of the year we did this sheet that talked about who we were as a person, just to kind of get to know us. And on the back it was, what is your greatest fear? And it was just that on a big empty page. And I kind of had to sit with that for a while and kind of digest that. And after a while I realized that I think my biggest fear was not meeting people's expectations of me. And after I wrote that down, I kind of had to sit with it for a moment and realize that if I ignore that fear, or at least push past that fear and take away these expectations that people have upon me, I can kind of grow so much more. So my one thing to you is either your own expectations of yourself, your parents, your teachers' expectations, everyone's expectations, leave them behind, ignore them. Or if you can't ignore them, move past them and leave them behind. My second myth is agreement. Agreement is basically, as the word says, to agree with something, to agree with something somebody else says. So with that, you're kind of taking their beliefs that they put upon you and accepting them as truth without necessarily thinking about them, digesting them, or dissecting them even. Back in my first speech, I talked about this guy I met at Tim Hortons. His name was Elvis, and he told me that one of the most important things that he told me was to not accept other people's bullshit, not to take their ideas, their things, their thoughts as my own, and to really make my own ideas. My grandpa as well, he's been echoing this same message my entire life. He is a very devout Christian. He's very religious. I don't personally call myself religious, but we still have amazing conversations every time we get the chance. He, for my entire life, ever since I was like 4 years old, he's been telling me, this is what I believe, but I want you to do your own research. I want you to go out there. I want you to go read these books. I want you to go read the Quran. I want you to read the Bible. I want you to read all these things. I want you to look at what the atheists have to say and what the agnostics have to say. I want you to build your own story on what your beliefs are. And this is one of my personal strongest beliefs, is to really go out there, do your own research, make your own ideas, and really become yourself. Don't become someone else. My third myth is haste. Haste is, as the word says again, it's going too fast. It's pushing through, it's doing things not to the best of your ability, it's quantity over quality, it's going on and on and on and on. without necessarily stopping and letting it sit. It's like we go to school for 4 years, and we go through that really quickly. We go do a trade program for 2 years, we go through that really quickly, just so we can get to that job, get paid, get money. But artists, I like to think, are some of the wisest people for this. They spend their entire lives polishing their craft, polishing their art, and really sitting with their art and all these messages, all these things that they create. They slowly develop all of their ideas throughout. And I for a while, I thought you really had to push through and go as fast as you can to get the best result. But if you really take a second and sit back with it, and like I was saying before with those expectations, you need to develop your own thing. Sit back, sit with everything that has happened to you, everything that is happening to you. Take your own time. Just live. Live in this world, exist in this world, and just slow down and enjoy it. There's so much good here to live through, and without taking that moment to ignore that pull for haste, you can do so much more. Now I'm going to read a little excerpt from a poem I found that I love called On Becoming by Jamie Schumann. It's a beautiful sunny morning. As the warm rays of the sun sprawl gently through my curtained windows, I pause, savoring my coffee, and feeling into what it means to become. This life is about accepting the inner self, becoming acutely aware of our own consciousness, not just the responsibility or results of our own actions, and not just our intention. Becoming isn't action, but a state of being. How are you being lately? Are you allowing yourself to just be? Like every blooming flower in my waking garden, becoming comes again and again. I love how I am becoming. Do you? And this poem, it kind of inspired this speech and inspired me to kind of collect these myths, because to become something is to, as the poem says, is to just be. And to just be, you have to ignore all these things put upon you. You have to sit with everything for a while and develop your own thing. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from this speech, it's that you just need to be. You need to ignore all these things that are put upon you, all these myths that people tell you, and you need to just be. I'm now going to read a little snippet from a harmonious song I love called Be. It's from the album Wasteland Baby by Hosier. Be there, and just as you stand, or be like the rose that you hold in your hand, that grows bold in a barren and desolate land, and be as you've always been. Now this line, it really, when I heard it, it really hammered this point home to me. You really just need to be. You need to go and exist. And really, you can become anything your mind wants to, anything you want to become, as long as you be what that thing is.